Hey everyone, how you doing? It is me, Tim. Gonna be reading Mouse and Mole, A Perfect Halloween by Wong, Herbert, Yee. Mouse looked at the calendar. Eek, she squeaked. It's almost time for Halloween. I had better get busy. Snip, snip, snip. Mouse cut out spiders. Mouse cut out bats. She taped them on the window. Next, Mouse took a skeleton from the closet. She hung it in the oak. An autumn breeze rattled the plastic bones. Crittle, clack, clack. Spooky Mouse giggled. Mouse twirled her tail. Something is missing. She spotted a flyer in the mailbox. Halloween pumpkin carving contest. Pick a pumpkin, carve the pumpkin, put the pumpkin in a box. So it will be a surprise, judged on the night before Halloween. Silly me, laughed Mouse. A pumpkin is what I need. Mole tossed and turned in his sleep. Something was following him. Clickety, clackety, clack. Mole peered over his shoulder. Yikes, he hollered. A skeleton was hot on his heels. Down the path, Mole sprinted. He tripped and tumbled. Whooped. Mole landed on the floor by his bed. Thank goodness it was just a dream. Mole looked at the calendar. Halloween was just around the corner. Tap, tap, tap. A knock on the door made Mole jump. Who is there? He whispered. It's me, Mouse, said Mouse. Mole opened the door a crack. There's a pumpkin contest in town, said Mouse. Let's go get some pumpkins to carve. Mouse showed Mole the flyer. A pumpkin contest is not that scary, thought Mole. He hurried to fetch the wagon. Clickety clack, smack. Mole bumped into Mouse's skeleton. Yikes, he hollered. Mole dashed back into his hole. Mouse parked the wagon under an elm. Whoosh! A gust of wind sent golden leaves fluttering down. What a perfect autumn day, sighed Mouse. Perfect for picking pumpkins, said Mole. And a perfect pumpkin is what I plan to pick, announced Mouse. Mouse skipped through the fields singing, some are big, some are small, some are fat, some are tall. Mercy me, she squeaked. There are so many pumpkins to choose from. Mouse twirled her tail. Mouse covered her eyes. Eeny, meeny, miny, pumpkin. Which of you will be my pumpkin? You're it, Mouse pointed. Mouse wandered about the pumpkin patch. Mole wandered about the pumpkin patch. He gave each pumpkin a tap, tap, tap. He turned them this way and that. Mole tugged on the stems. Finally, he found one he liked. The perfect pumpkin, Mole proclaimed. Mouse filled the wagon with leaves. Mole set the pumpkins on top. Mouse pumpkin was tall and thin. Mole's was big and round. Mouse looked at Mole's. Mole looked at Mouse. The perfect pumpkins, they laughed. The contest was not until next week. Mole, however, went to work at once. To begin, he cut a hole around the stem. Mole wiggled the top loose. He scooped out the mush. Next, Mole drawed 3 triangles for the eyes and nose. He added a smile with 2 perfect square teeth. Carefully, Mole cut the shapes out. There, he nodded. My perfect pumpkin is now the perfect jack-o'-lantern. Mole rubbed his snort. What if Mouse sees my jack-o'-lantern? What if Mouse wants to copy it? Mole took a box from the closet. He put the pumpkin in the box and hid it under the pile of leaves. That night, Mole had a dream about the contest. In his dream, all the jack-o'-lanterns looked exactly like his. Days later, Mole saw Mouse's pumpkin still sitting on the stoop. He knocked on her door. Tap, tap, tap. Slowly, it cracked open. Boo! Out jumped a ghost. Yikes! Mole hollered. Mouse yanked the bed sheets off. Get you! She snickered. Mouse tossed the bed sheets to Mole. You could draw the face on your ghost. What about your pumpkin? Mole pointed. Tomorrow, Mouse said. There's plenty of time. Mole spared the white cloth on the floor. He drew 2 eyes with a black marker. Mole added a smile underneath. A friendly ghost is not that scary. Mole finished making a spider web from string. She crept behind Mole and flung it over him. Yeep! Yelled Mole. Got you again, laughed Mouse. Together they strung the spider web across the doorway. You left your broom on the porch, Mole noticed. That's not my broom, crackled Mouse. Perhaps a witch left it. Mole dashed back into his hole. Mouse gazed out the window. Leaves were swirling, whirling, and twirling. Yellow, red, and brown. Leaves kept falling, falling, falling. Soon they all come down. Mouse glanced at the calendar. Goodness, she cried. The contest is tonight. Quickly, Mouse lopped the top of her pumpkin. She scooped out the mush. Next, Mouse cut 2 circles for eyes. One was a bit bigger than the other. Whoops, she giggled. Mouse made a teeny slot for the nose. Mouse carved a huge mouth filled with pointy teeth. She jammed the lid back on. The stems broke off. Mouse tapped her foot. She ran outside and grabbed a bunch of leaves. Mouse stuffed them in the top. There, she nodded. My perfect pumpkin is now the perfect jack-o'-lantern. Mouse and Mo set their boxes on the table. Good luck, said Mo to Mouse. Good luck, said Mouse to Mo. Judge 1 filled the first pumpkin out, or lifted the first pumpkin out. Judge 2 jotted down notes. Judge 3 lit the candle inside. Sometimes the audience gasped. Sometimes they snickered. Mo squirmed in his seat. Quit being such a wiggly worm, hissed Mouse. Her pumpkin was next. Judge 1 took it out of the box. Judge 2 began scrubbling like mad. Judge 3 was laughing so hard he blew out the candle. One eye of Mouse jack-o'-lantern was twice as big as the other. The nose was itty-bitty. The enormous mouth was packed with crooked teeth. Leaves sticking out of the top gave the pumpkin a funny hairdo. That is just silly, crackled Mo. He crossed his fingers behind his back. Mo's pumpkin was the last one left. Judge 1 shredded while lifting it out. Judge 2 dropped his notebook in fright. Judge 3 fainted on the spot. The crowd gasped in uncertain. A baby began to cry. Mo's jack-o'-lantern was sunken and lumpy and smelly. The one perfect eye were now squinky slits. The smile was turned into a frown. A dried worm dangled out of the nose. Rats, muddled Mo. Spooky, Mouse giggled. The judges huddled together. We have our winners, they decided. Judge 1 slapped on orange ribbon on Mouse's pumpkin for the silliest jack-o'-lantern. Judge 2 flung a black ribbon on Mo's pumpkin for the scariest jack-o'-lantern. Judge 3 nearly fainted again. Mouse and Mo also won pillowcases for trick-or-treating. One was decorated with a skeleton, the other like a ghost. Congratulations, said Mouse to Mo. Congratulations, said Mo to Mouse. Everyone clapped and cheered. Mouse and Mo put their pumpkins and pillowcases in the wagon. Together they headed down the moonlit trail. Bumpity bump bump. Mo peered nervously over his shoulder. The wind sent leaves fluttering down. One landed on Moe's head. Yeep! Moe pointed a giant spider. Do not be silly, laughed Mouse. She brushed the leaf off. They continued along the path. Moe froze once again. Mouse, is that a skeleton touching me? Mouse lifted the twig off Moe's shoulder. Don't be such a scaredy Mole, she teased. Whoosh! A huge gush of wind whippered the pillowcases high in the air. Yikes! Mole hollered. A ghost! Down the path he sprinted. That night, Mole tossed and turned in his sleep. The skeleton was still after him. A ghost and a witch had joined the chase. Mole ran, smacked into a giant spider web. He awoke all tangled in his blankets. Tap, tap, tap. A knock on the door made Mole jump. Who's there? He steamed. It's me, Mouse, said Mouse. Let's go pick costumes. Mole opened the door to a crank. Go ahead, Mouse. I'm not sure about trick-or-treating. Mouse tapped her foot. Mouse twirled her tail. Maybe scaring Mole was a mistake. I'll be right back, she called. Mole interrupted. Mouse once more. Is this scarily Mole me? He asked. Not really, said Mouse, but it might be. Mole rubbed his snort. Mouse continued reading. One Halloween, a teeny mole peeps out the teeny hole. He hears a squeaky, creaky sound. Zip! Mole ducks back under ground. One Halloween, a little mouse tiptoed from her little house. Mouse sees a pair of glowing eyes. Eek! She squeaked. What a surprise! One Halloween, a teeny mole creeps out from his hole. Out from his teeny hole. His heart an eerie, scary sound. Yeep! Mole drives back underground. Mouse noticed Mole griping his arms of his chair. Are you okay? She asked. I am fine, said Mole. Keep reading. Mouse went on with the story. One Halloween, a little mouse ventured from her little house. It's so dark outside all night. Mouse runs home to fetch a light. Down the path trots Teeny Mole. Far, far from his teeny hole. He sees a light. Who could that be? Mole darts behind the willow tree. Down the path skips little mouse. Far, far from her little house. Mouse hears a crack. What could that be? She ducks behind the willow tree. Eek! Mouse and Mole bumped. Yeep! Mouse and Mo jumped. Crash! Mo toppled right off his chair. Mo, are you okay? Squeaked Mouse. I will stop if it's too scary. No, begged Mo. It is scary, yes, but exciting too. Please continue. Mouse giggled to herself. If you insist, Mo. Mouse shined the light into Mo's face. They're sharing the same hiding place. They both are dressed as vampire bats. They both wear matching pumpkin hats. Each has an empty pillowcase. Mo takes off. Mouse starts to chase. Across the graveyard in a ditch. Yeek, a vampire. Yeep, a witch. Along the fence behind the post. Yeep, a skeleton. Yeek, a ghost. Mouse and Mo see a black cat. What's so scary about that? At every house lit down the street, they stopped and hollered, "Trick or treat!" Through wind may howl and shadows wave. Together Mouse and Mo are brave. Mouse, shut the book. The end, she announced. Mo tapped his foot. Mo rubbed his snout. Perhaps I could be a little teeny Mo, he whispered. Mo's Mouse smiled. Of course you can, Mo, and I will be that little mouse. Together, Mouse and Mo went to the Halloween shop. Mouse picked out 2 vampire bat costumes. Mouse found matching pumpkin hats, pillowcases they already had. As soon as it gets dark, Mouse puts on her costume. Tap, tap, tap. Knock. Mouse on Mo's door. Slowly it cracked open. Boo! Out jumped a ghost in the doorway. Yeet! Screeched Mouse. Mo yanked the pillowcase off. Got you back, he chuckled. Down the path, Mo sprinted. Do not be such a fraidy mouse, Mo hollered. Mouse could not help giggling. Up the steps she scrumped after Mo. Together, Mouse and Mo had a perfect Halloween. Well, everyone, I hope you enjoyed me reading Mouse and Mo, A Perfect Halloween. I want to say thanks for watching. You all take care and have a good one.